This isn't a war room, but I just wanted to leave this little tidbit with you. Don't be a Jonah. A Jonah is basically somebody who has been rescued by God and receives all the blessings of God, but doesn't want to have that same thing happen to somebody else. Like, say that you were renewed in the church and everything like that, and then you see somebody else come in and they're wearing short skirts and everything like that, and they're having their time, at least they're in the church though, and they're having their time of transformation and everything like that, but you can't see it, even though you don't remember where you came from. You gotta remember where you came from, not because you want to keep that condemnation on you, but the fact that you don't want to put that condemnation on somebody else. Be happy for the people that are going to turn to God. No, Jonah, you never heard about him again in the Bible. And the reason is this, because in my opinion, is because he was just a miserable person. To start out, he didn't listen to God when God told him to go to Nineveh and preach to the people. And then when he didn't listen, he got swallowed by a whale. And while he was repenting to God, he was basically saying the whole time the only reason why he's repenting is because he's weak and he's tired of being inside of this whale. And then the whale spits him out. He miserably tells the people of Nineveh the word that God has for them. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, y'all gonna die in 40-something days because you're not listening to God. Okay, so he kind of just like there. And then he sat on a mountain. He sat on a ledge waiting for Nineveh to get like pulverized and everything like that. And when they didn't, he was just like, see God, I know you were so merciful that you're not going to give them their just reward and everything like that. When in fact, Jonah wasn't even, what about your just reward? What about our just reward when we've sinned against God so many times? It doesn't matter how many times you sin or what kind of sin you did. Every sin equals death. So if you're not repentant of those sins, that's just what's going to happen. And God's mercy is everlasting to every single person on earth. And people get judgmental about that. They're just like, oh, well, I never killed anybody, or I never committed adultery and everything like that. In the Bible, it says when you think about something, it's the same thing as doing it. And when you hate somebody, it's the same thing as killing them. So, I'm just saying. But in the Bible, it kind of shows how Jonah was just hating on the people, and God was just showing him, he was trying to get Jonah to realize why he wanted to give these people mercy. So he grew this little tree plant, because Jonah was in the desert. Of course, a lot of back then, like in Israel and everything like that, it's desert, so it was hot. So God grew a plant for Jonah to be under in the shade and everything like that. And then Jonah like loved this plant, and then God sent a worm. God's so funny. A worm to eat the tree. And kind of not eat the whole tree, but you know how when worms get into a tree, it eventually starts dying and everything like that. And Jonah's weeping and crying. He's like, it'd be better that I died, and he's walling in the ground and everything like that. And God just looks at him like, he's just like, you care more about this plant that grew in a day and died in a day, but then you're judging me for caring about these people that is, what is it, six score thousand people. So 6 times 20, because the score is 20. 6 times 20 is 120,000 people in this city, and you're getting mad at me because I want to give them a second chance. But you're caring more about this tree than you're caring more about human beings. And how much of us care about stuff that we have more than we care about human beings? We'd rather polish up our car, but we won't pick somebody up in it to take them to church. There's so many cars at church, but there's only like 3 people in the church because nobody wants to carpool because everybody got a new car. and then nobody wants to invite anybody over to their house because their cushions, they just bought this new couch that's not even theirs because it's rented, and or you get something new from IKEA or something like that. You get a new phone or something like that, but somebody needs to call their parent, but you don't want anybody touching the new phone because they might drop it. And all these like hypocritical things, you're caring more about the material than you're caring about human beings sitting on the street. That doesn't make any sense to me. To me, you're not a Christian if you care more about the materials than you care more about people. Because the whole point of being a Christian is love, and love for the people that are hurting and are in pain. Like, this world is in so much pain and nobody seems to care. Nobody even seems to want to take out the time to understand them, to say, oh, they're being rude to me, but you don't know what kind of day they had. Don't be a Jonah. That's all I know.